Raphael Varane has confirmed his departure from Manchester United. Ineos has started the massive cleanup. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel and join this growing community of Manchester United supporters. Now, we told you here on the United Hotspot back then in January that Raphael Varane was never going to start Manchester United in the summer. He was one of the first victims of the axe from Ineos. And indeed, he has come out to confirm it himself, plus the club, in what has been a beautiful video talking about how he fell in love with the clubs when he joined the team in 2021 from Real Madrid. Very decorated player, has gone on to play 98 games, scored only 2 goals, but was certainly an important player when he was fit. And I think you would say really him and that man, Lisandro Martinez, formed a duo that perhaps you would say was something we were excited about as United supporters, but we never got to see it the way we wanted because a few times one of the two was injured. When one is fit, the other is injured. But they played a few games together, and you can say it was our best centre back partnership. Again, you would say the duo that never was. So Varane is leaving, most likely to go join Saudi Arabia. I'm certain it will be a Saudi deal. I think he should go for the make that money. Again, it will depend solely on what he wants as a person. His personality is a guy of class, and like these French guys are. He drives a very nice cab, by the way. He's a classy guy by character. The way he looks and plays and carries himself is his personality. He's so classy, by the way, Varane. But yeah, he will be leaving Manchester United. He did not go as he wanted, but he leaves a fan of the club and certainly in love with the supporters of the club. But the question then is, I mean, what is the plan now? What is the plan going forward? Because we probably knew this long time ago that he would leave. But what's the plan? So the replacement is about to be found. The hunt is on for who will come in and replace him. Remember, Lisandro Martinez's fitness is still in question, but if it is guaranteed, then certainly Lisandro Martinez won't be leaving, going anywhere. So we should be looking mostly at who is going to replace Varane now. Is it going to be Jean-Claude Todibo? Is it going to be Bremer? Who is it going to be? Who is the centre back that Ineos are looking at now? Of course, there have been they have spoken about many. With Todibo, I think the number one target to most, but with the whole developing situation concerning Greenwood, Bruno, and Barcelona, if you know what I mean, that whole situation with Greenwood, Bruno, and Barcelona, I think is making it perhaps a bit different because there is a centre back in Barcelona called Ronald Federico Arroyo da Silva, the Uruguayan centre back, who could actually be the number one target for Manchester United. Teams like Arsenal have been linked with him before, but Arsenal probably have now a solid backline. They wouldn't go for a centre back; they need a striker. But that Barcelona centre back Araujo is a very, very targeted player who United might be looking at as the direct replacement for Varane. He's priced at about 100 million euros by Barcelona, but if it's a swap deal, I think they will really take a player like Greenwood and bring him on because United is clearly now desperate to replace that department. And remember, we haven't brought in any money. We're not going to bring in any money for Varane because he's leaving for free. So we're not extending his contract. So meaning there is no money really. In terms, if we go by the sell to buy situation we are in, it's a swap deal that could perhaps now try and save the situation for United because whichever money we hope to get might be mostly spent on a holding midfield, a replacement for Casemiro, who we are certain will be the next one to leave. I think very soon that will be the next pronouncement to be made, probably at the end of the season. But we can still look at options, honestly. I think it's not yet done. It's not yet confirmed clearly which player Ineos are looking at. Of course, Todibo, like I said, Bremer, and all the guys have been linked with are all good players, but it depends, I think, entirely on the plan for Manchester United, especially with Harry Maguire. The replacement of Varane is a bit dependent on Harry Maguire because if the plan is for Harry Maguire to be retained and stays as the main centre back with Lisandro Martinez, because perhaps there is no money, then probably Man United will buy a cheaper centre back who might come in and spend, take a little bit of time to learn from the more experienced Maguire and stuff. But if the plan is to directly bench Maguire, relegate Maguire to the backup centre back, because the plan also is to let go Victor Lindelof, by the way, because we do know the two guaranteed departures in the centre back positions now are Varane, who is already confirmed, and Lisandro and Victor Lindelof. Victor Lindelof as well. United are open to getting offers. Remember, he was part of the rotation, but he's never fit as well. He's injury prone. So the plan is, if you are letting go of Varane, Lisandro Martinez is leaving. Maguire is still silent because he has been impressive in the past games. So the question is, are they going to replace Varane with the starter, or are they going to go for a younger player, then step up, elevate Maguire to back to a starting centre back? That's again going to be the conversation. So those are things we are waiting to see. Now that will guide, but also most importantly, how much money Ineos has to spend on a centre back position. Clearly, I mean, honestly, the preferred would be for us to sign two centre backs. I think that would be the preferred option for Ineos. Question is, where is the money going to come from? So they are still trying to work around their paperwork to see. But what's a certain now is that Manchester United will sign a centre back in the summer transfer window. Now, again, there are still questions about Lisandro Martinez and his fitness. How fit is Lisandro Martinez? How much can we rely on him? Because it would be a bit of a big setback if Manchester United will have to go into the market again to find another starting centre back and sell Sandro Martinez because of injuries, not because of his footballing inabilities. Because of injuries, because we know how good he is. He's not a World Cup winner by mistake, but he seems to be injury prone as well. So all these are things that are being looked at when it comes to centre back departments. Guys, we spoke about it, guys, that United are willing to let go of more than 10 players in this single summer, by the way. More than 10 players, or at least 8 players could leave the club. So Varane is down. I expect Christian Eriksen as well to follow. Casemiro will leave. There are still questions about Wan Bissaka. There are talks of including Wan Bissaka in a swap deal with Crystal Palace to try and get either Eze or Michael Olise, who have been serious targets for Ineos. Scott McTominay is still a doubt. He's shaky. He has got the heart, but the skill is wanting. But being an academy boy, they might give him time. Anthony, I think it's almost nearly done. I don't think Anthony will be staying with the way Ahmad Diallo is exciting people lately. I don't think many people will be thinking about Anthony. I think Eric Ten Hag has been forced to also give up on Anthony. You look at players like who else could leave? They're still talking of Bruno as well. If you watch my last video, Bruno as well is not safe. If there is a good offer for him, Ineos are willing to let go of him. So the cleanup has started, and it is unsparing. Not so many players are safe. That's where we are. So you can give me your opinion about this whole Varane situation. Was he a success? How would we describe Varane? Of course, he guided us to that Carabao Cup victory. Of course, that image that you see there was the Carabao Cup final, which we won. And he says it was a memorable thing. He won a World Cup, Champions League multiple times, but that felt special because this is Man United. However small the title is, winning a title with United supporters is always going to feel special. But you can rate him and say, for me, I think honestly, when he was fit, he played like we expected him. He brings class and experience and everything. So when he was fit, I thought he did his job. It's unfortunate that he was injury prone, and you don't blame him. You blame those who bought him, because you don't buy a player in the evening of their career, give them a long contract, earning crazy wages, and you expect you don't mind about their injury record. Varane has always been injury prone. I think even in the evening of his time at Real Madrid, that is why Real Madrid, were willing to let go of him. However important he was, he probably would have been there. But injuries were a thing that United should have seen. That's why back at the start of this whole cleanup, one of the first people they let go of were the head of sports science and these doctors. They are cleaning up the doctors department because they don't seem to do the right thing. They don't seem to get these players in the right frame. So, do you rate him as a failure? I wouldn't rate him as a failure, honestly. Yes, he has been earning a lot of money, more than £300,000 per week, and this is perhaps part of the main reasons why Ineos have let go of him, because he's old and on huge wages. They had, sort of suggested a pay cut, giving him taking a pay cut to stay and take a one-year contract extension, which he didn't like. So it was always a given that he was going to leave. But for me, would say for a player who came in with a lot of expectations, I think I would rate his performance at United at 60%. I think he gave us 60% of his full potential, of his full potential, which I think is above average, really. So he leaves a loved man. I would say I would think. Question now is, who will be coming in to replace him? That's the multi-million dollar question. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. That's a quick breaking update concerning Man United. And Raphael Varane is saying merci. We are saying merci to him. And we'll say, of course, bye-bye. See you, brother. Thank you so much for the 3 years.